evening, friends, and welcome to the Dreary Midnight Podcast. My name is Lisa. My pronouns are she, they.
My name is Celeste. My pronouns are she, her.
And tonight is a Celeste-led episode. What are we talking about?
Today, we're going to talk about a California ghost town.
Ooh. Let's get into it. Intro music.
Intro music. Sorry for everyone's eardrums.
Yeah. And also to all of my voice and choir teacher over the years. All right.
I think you harmonized pretty well. I think I was just not giving you a good thing to harmonize with.
I appreciate that, but so what?
Okay,
I don't know anything about this.
I
know.
First things first. This last week, my sister-in-law gave birth to a little boy.
Happy birthday to Celeste's nephew.
His name is Bodie.
Oh, baby Bodie.
Baby Bodie, which is such a California name. And also the name of the ghost town that I'm going to be talking about.
All right.
So this one's for you, Bodie.
Happy week 1 of existence.
Exactly.
All right.
Happy 1 week of life. You know about ghost towns.
So I've heard of, the main context I know it in is it's a town that mostly I've heard of it in the gold rush, where it's all put up real quick because somebody found a couple of nuggets one time and then it's abandoned within a couple of years, and 0 to 10 people still live there.
Yes.
And 10 to 25 spirits also live
yes.
there.
My disappointment was immeasurable. When I was little and I first heard of the concept of ghost town, I was like, that's cool. It's a town that has ghosts. I didn't realize it was called the ghost town because it was just an abandoned town.
Oh, yeah.
But similar to most every ghost town, I think they also did that for Transcontinental Railroad when they were passing through. But this one was a gold rush ghost town. So, Bodie, California. Bodie is a ghost town in the Sierra Nevada mountain range in California. It's about 75 miles southeast of Lake Tahoe. And it became a boom town in the 1870s. In 1859, 4 prospectors discovered gold in the California Valley, and they were joined by other gold hunters, and they mined there briefly until an unexpected November blizzard overtook the mining outpost and actually killed one of the original 4 prospectors.
Oh, damn.
That man who was killed was named W.S. Bodie.
Okay.
And his friends decided to honor him by naming the mining outpost after him. So he was W.S. Bodie, spelled B-O-D-E-Y. But the nearest town had a painter who painted the sign, and he spelled it B-O-D-I-E. But everyone thought that looked so much better.
So it's E-Y versus I-E?
Yeah, so the town is B-O-D-I-E.
Okay.
Even though the guy was B-O-D-E-Y.
Critical
but it's still
thing.
named after
What is
him.
Critical thing though, what is nephew? E-Y or I-E?
I.
No,
B-O-D-I. B-O-D-I. Yes. As far as I know, I think it was B-O-D-I.
Yeah. At Celeste's in-laws, let us know, drearymidnightpodcast@gmail.com, or just text Celeste.
In 1862, Bodie had become the district's accepted name.
Okay.
It was kind of just like a little town that consisted of scattered placer diggings. Like, they had discovered gold there, but it wasn't like a whole ton of gold. It was enough for people to come by and try their hand, but it wasn't enough to be a booming town. There were, scattered placer diggings, prospect holes, and cabins, but it wasn't an industrial scale mining yet. A lot of financially backed companies acquired claims at Bodie, but by 1868, they had abandoned their mines. along with the district's first 2 stamp mills.
What is a stamp mill?
I'm going to look it up. Also, just so y'all know, I've been to Bodie. It is cool. It's like, it's a, what did they call it? There's a name for it, but they don't renovate anything or keep up anything.
Historic district?
It's like they're basically just waiting for it to decompose on its own. But they don't, like, you can't touch anything there, and none of it gets restored. It's literally just left in the state that it was in when it was abandoned. I know there's a certain name for it because I looked it up yesterday. It'll come to me. It's one of these. Hold on. Give me a second. Well, anyway. It doesn't matter. I found out what a stamp mill is. A stamp mill is a type of mill machine that crushes material by pounding rather than grinding, either for further processing or for extraction of metallic ores. So instead of grinding it like that. But anyway, so what I was trying to say is I can't remember the term. I'm sure it'll come up sometime in this podcast. But basically,
editing Lisa, come edit it now. What the term is once Celeste finds it out and texts you.
Yeah, right. But essentially, it's in a state of like
decay.
Urban. It's like specifically we're not touching it, we're not restoring it, we're not being like this is what it looked like in the heyday. It's just like you see it as is. So you go to Bodie and there's like dilapidated buildings and there's like the stamp mill, but it's like broken and like half of it's fallen over and stuff.
Okay.
It's kind of eerie, but kind of fun. It's also like not super, super eerie. It's eerie, but you also are there in like the middle of the day. So
officially abandoned.
Officially abandoned.
All right.
Okay. But this is before they were abandoned. There was they kind of like were doing, what's it called? There was just enough like gold for a few prospectors and like it sustained a scattering of miners. But in 1875, a mine called the Bunker Hill caved. So it was a cave-in and it exposed an ore body that was like a huge amount of gold.
All right.
So that started attracting San Francisco spectators.
All right. How far is Bodie from San Francisco?
I'm trying to think. Sierra Nevadas, it's on the other side of the mountains. It's probably like, I'm going to guess about 5-hour drive because San Francisco is about 9 hours from LA and Bodie is about 5 hours from LA. It'd be almost like a triangle formation.
Okay.
Because LA and San Francisco are both on the coast. Okay. And Bodie is more inland in like the mountains. So I'm guessing probably as the crow flies, it'd probably be like a 5-hour drive from Bodie to San Fran.
Cool.
So probably a few days or a few weeks for the San Franciscans to get there. Yeah. So
87 years by stage.
Yeah. There was a theory that the ore sprang from a colossal vein that stretched 2 miles, like from Bodie Bluff to all the way. There was like a theory that it was like all of this is gold. So a lot of people started coming in. One group of capitalists purchased a claim and organized a company that set up industrial scale mining. And this company became the Standard Company. That's what they're called, the Standard Company.
Okay.
They produced $784,523 in gold and silver bullion during 1877. And in normal terms, not normal terms, but I'm going to pull up the inflation calculator for... Let me see.
I think the Federal Reserve only goes back to 1913.
It does. and this was 1870.
Yeah. So still
1870
rough
something.
estimates. Keep in mind there's probably some shifts and some standards. This number could probably purchase more than what the 1913 number says, but keep that in mind because there's going to be a 40-year difference.
Yeah. 748,000 would be in 1913. $748,000 is worth the equivalent of 24,574,595.
Damn.
So, imagine what it was 24 million by those standards. Imagine how it was from 1877.
Yeah.
That's like
that is so much money.
So much money.
Yeah.
This attracted hundreds of fortune seekers. The newcomers built a scruffy, ramshackle town, and a lot of people organized companies. They sold stock. San Francisco and New York, like investors, poured money into companies.
Okay, so I had an idea.
Oh.
Keep in mind, the Washington Monument was finished. It's built into legs. First leg is like 1840s to 1848 to roughly 1854, and the second leg starts in 1876.
Okay.
And so you said also in the 1870s, $760,000.
So let's say 750,000.
750,000 ish. For context, also in the 1870s, the federal government took over the project from the Washington National Monument Society in 1876, with Congress appropriating $200,000 to finish the project. And that's also in 1876 dollars. So they found more than the Washington Monument cost in contemporary dollars. And this is from Washington Behind the Monuments from the National Archives.
Wow. That's a really good way to put it into perspective.
Well, because I have a monuments tour this afternoon, and it's like, oh, I'm sitting here with my monuments book. I might as well look it up and see if it knows.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So they also, this source that I'm drawing from calls this new ore, bonanza ore.
Okay.
Because, so everyone believed that Bodie's ore sprang from a colossal vein similar to Cornstalk's Big Bonanza, which I'm guessing, Comstock's Big Bonanza, which I'm guessing is a colossal vein that was like well known in the gold rush. I don't know enough about the gold rush, hilariously, even though I'm from California. Know a lot about the San Francisco gold rush, but not all the like accompanying ones.
Yeah. Fair enough.
There's pictures of what Bodie looked like back in the day. One of the mills crushed 1,000 tons of bonanza ore from the Bodie mine in 1878, yielding an incredible $601,103 in 1 month.
So 3 times the cost of the second 2/3 of the Washington Monument.
In 1 month.
In a month.
In a month. Isn't that insane?
That is wild.
So, like I was saying, investors from San Francisco and New York City poured money into companies that spent with abandon to reach greater depths. By late 1878, 22 mines sported expensive steam-powered hoisting machinery to bring riches to the surface, and the booming town startup newspaper cried, "Ho for Bodie!"
Okay.
So, because it was becoming such a big booming town, people of all types started pouring into Bodie, hoping to find fortune.
Okay.
And it actually ended up becoming one of the West's wildest boom towns. It was earning a reputation along like that basically rivaled Tombstone, Deadwood, and Dodge City. It was one of those towns. Okay. There is a San Francisco Daily Atla, California, Alta. Sorry. San Francisco's Daily Alta, California, in June 1879, wrote, "Saloons and gambling hells abound. There are at least 60 saloons in the place and not a single church."
You know, That's kind of what I expect of a gold rush boomtown, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Tall tales about the bad man from Bodie entertain readers nationwide, while seemingly daily stories of stagecoach holdups, shootouts, saloon brawls, and other forms of deadly mayhem almost eclipsed reports of developments in the mines.
Okay.
There's I don't know how true this is, but there's a anecdote basically that there was a 3-year-old from San Jose who, when she found out her family was moving to Bodie, she prayed, "Goodbye, God, we're going to Bodie."
I love it.
I know. And then there was like a reporter that was like, "No, she was saying good. By God, we're going to Bodie." And I was like, 3-year-olds don't talk like that. Her parents are probably talking about how bad of a town Bodie was.
Yep.
At the peak of its existence, I've seen multiple resources say multiple things, but the town's population was somewhere between 7,000 and 10,000 people.
Okay.
8,000 was like kind of the general consensus. It also had a brass band, 2 banks, a Chinatown, and a red light district.
Yes, all of the essentials for anyone balling on a budget, sex and Chinese food.
Has it changed at all in the year of our Lord 2026? Oh, yeah. So, and Main Street was like about a mile long. So that's a lot of people, honestly.
Yeah.
For such a small town. It really is, like, when you go to look at it, it's not a big town. I'm kind of like, how are so many people live here? I know that it looks way more abandoned now because, like, it only has a few scatterings of buildings, but I'm like, that's a lot of people for such a little place.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how many people per room, per bed, per whatever?
That's so true.
Yeah.
Also, I read this part. I'm like, oh, this sucks. So Bodie, like, people started wondering, oh, it's named after this miner who died 20 years ago. Like, we should find out more about him. So they found his grave. They undug it. And then they were, like, trying to find out whose remains they were. There were some people who said that it was, there was one pioneer who said that it was W.S. Bodie from Poughkeepsie, New York. Poughkeepsie. Sorry. I was like, I definitely pronounced that. From Poughkeepsie, New York. But then a former partner of his said that he was William S. Bodie, which is spelled with an E. One was spelled without an E. And the New York Times printed Waterman as his name.
So no Bodies anywhere in there?
The Waterman being the W.S. So historic records say his name was Wakeman S. Bodie. Despite the uncertainty, citizens organized a grand funeral procession and formally interred the bones in the town cemetery, but they failed to mark the new grave and they forgot where they buried him.
Oh my God.
I'm like, you guys should have just left him in the grave that he was in. I get what they were doing. They were like, he's the founder. He should be in the town cemetery. But, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess they don't have ground penetrating radar yet. So,
All right. So, beginning in late 1881, the Bodie Railway and Lumber Company started delivering cordwood and timbers to Bodie's mines and mills. So they had a railroad as well. Mm-hmm. The railroad never owned any passenger coaches, and its track never reached downtown or the outside world. Its only commodity was wood from forests south of Mono Lake, and then trains ran seasonally until the rails, locomotives, and rolling stock were scrapped in 1917.
Okay.
So it was like had the mills, had the trains, and then it started kind of weaning all of it. A shortage of pay rock idled some mills almost immediately. There was some only ran part-time. Many mines that appeared promising during the excitement were abandoned within a year or two, leaving only a few companies still producing bullion. And faced with impending winter weather and little hope of employment, people began leaving in droves after realizing in late 1880 that Bodie's ore bodies would only sustain a few profitable mines and a
Okay.
small but steady workforce.
Okay.
So, the Evening Miner in February 1883 said, "A quiet town is Bodie today." Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
So, how many years total were the mines active?
first signs of decline appeared in 1880. Official decline was 1912 with the last Bodie newspaper, the printing of the last Bodie newspaper. I don't know when it does. I can't see exactly when it's the mills themselves stopped, but I'm assuming that's about the time.
Okay.
Like, so if it started in, if the boom was 1877 and then kind of started declining in 1880, which was only like 3 years later.
Oh, yeah.
And then like for real, everything was like, okay, there's no town here by 1912. So, which was what, like another 20 years after that. Also, by that time, apparently they had built churches, a Methodist church and a Catholic church.
Okay, so at least 2 churches. All right.
Yeah, for 3 more decades, a handful of mines supported a population of about 800 people, mostly wage-earning miners and their families. The Bodie's deepest mine shaft, the Standard, reached the 1,200-foot level. In April 1882. But instead of bonanza veins, miners found only ore too poor to cover the cost of fueling the pumps. So, like, the amount of money that they were getting from the gold was not even enough to cover production.
To get them down and back out again.
Exactly. Yeah. So people started like leaving, and eventually it kind of slowly became abandoned. And now, and then also there were like fires and stuff that destroyed buildings. So it was just like not, because it's in the middle of the desert.
Oh, yeah. So not exactly a great place to find water sources and oases and shit.
California's Division of Mine and Geology recorded the district's overall production at almost $34 million.
Damn.
Yeah.
In 1870s money or 21st century money?
Well, this was after World War II that they did that. So I don't know if they were doing it by the standards of that old money, or if they were doing it by the standards of their modern
50s money or 1800s money.
Yeah. Then Bodie State became a historic park. So Bodie became State Historic Park.
Okay.
Because it is the West's largest and it is the West's largest and best preserved ghost town.
Okay.
That's the term I found it. It's in a state of arrested decay.
Okay.
So people are allowed to walk through it, but we don't go in the buildings. We just go look at the buildings, and they kind of think about what it used to look, what the real West was. But it's so a state of arrested decay means that there's no renovation on it. It's just left as is. I think the only thing that's really upkept is like the visitor center that people can go and look at things. There's quite a few possible hauntings.
Okay. I love that.
First of all, I want to read a newspaper clipping because when we do like the tour of Bodie, this is like the main story that people talk about. It's a newspaper clipping about a murder that happened. So Joe DeRoche, formerly of Chicago, who killed, this quoting from the newspaper. Okay, I'm just going to read it. San Francisco, January 18th. Joe DeRoche, formerly of Chicago, who killed Thomas Treloar last week in Bodie, was captured yesterday and taken to Bodie jail. A body of citizens took DeRoche from jail and hung him to a tree at the spot where the murder was committed. DeRoche's crime was unprovoked and incensed the community so that swift retribution was deemed necessary. DeRoche had annoyed Trelawney by dancing with his wife
How dare he?
The night of the murder and then killed him.
Okay.
That's the end. So basically, DeRoche danced with Trelawney's wife and then killed Trelawney.
Wait. Sorry. Okay. I had my thing where I thought Trelawney killed the guy dancing with his wife. But no. This guy just really wants to fuck with Trelawney. Like, I'm gonna fuck your wife and also kill you?
DeRoche, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. DeRoche and Trelawney. Okay. So DeRoche danced with Trelawney's wife. Don't know if that's a euphemism or not.
It might as well be.
But danced with Trelawney's wife. Trelawney got upset, and then DeRoche killed Trelawney. So then the people were like, so then DeRoche got arrested. People were like, hey, that's not cool. He killed Trelawney, who we like, and also
danced
with his wife. So we're going to take him from the jail and hang him.
The guy who killed the guy married to his fuck buddy.
Hung him to a tree at the spot where the murder was committed. So they took him to where he had shot the husband.
Trelawney.
Yeah. And they hung him there.
I keep thinking that the people are dying in the incorrect order here.
Okay. Guy number 1 is married to a woman.
Yeah.
Guy number 2 dances with that woman. Guy number 1 gets annoyed because it's like, hey, that's my wife. Guy number 2 kills
guy number 1.
Guy number 1. Guy number 2 now has not only stolen guy number 1's wife or like done something with her, but also has killed him. So then guy number 2,
the wife did both.
So guy number 1 is dead.
Okay.
Guy number 2 gets
up,
arrested,
and then everyone's like, "Fuck this," and
take him out of jail and hang him where guy number 1 got murdered.
So, personal theory: women have agency. I think the wife killed both of them because she didn't want the drama. That's my theory that I made up just now.
Yeah, where's the wife in all this? Was she not? Like,
it's 1870 whatever. Women don't have agency. We can't have property. What the shit?
Or the wife was like, I don't know what's going on here, guys. I just went for a little dance and suddenly both of them are dead. It's like letting it take care of itself sort of thing. Who knows?
Well,
but it could have also been the thing where she's like, I don't want to be with Trelawney or not with Trelawney. He could have been with either.
I think she killed the husband.
She's not even named.
Well, because she can't inherit things in event of divorce. Anyway.
So I meant to bring that up earlier when I was talking about how, dangerous and godforsaken hellish or whatever that Bodie was, but I forgot until just now. But there hasn't been like sightings of them, but I would not be surprised if they were haunting the place. Anyway, when it comes to hauntings, though, there were a lot of people who died. Oh, and some of them. So this is the first one. So by World War II, only 6 people were left in the town.
Okay.
5 of them died untimely and tragic deaths.
Okay.
One of the male residents shot his wife, and after she died, 3 other men killed him. According to reports, the spirit of the murdered man was said to visit the 3 men, and all 3 of them soon died from various strange diseases. So,
Trelawney Hoomps.
I know. It could be a tale of revenge in that he's like, I can shoot my wife if I want to. And I'm going to kill you for killing me.
Okay.
So, but that's interesting that he apparently visited them and then they all died after they got visited. He visited them and then they all died after that visit.
Yeah.
So.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. The J.S. Kane House at the corner of Park and Green Streets is one of Bodie's most haunted locations, said to be frequented by the apparition of a maid. The spirit is said to love children, but despises the adults who accompany them. Adults in the home report feeling pushed or suffocated by this entity, and others report the doors opening and closing all on their own.
Huh.
Yeah. And then the Mendocini house is home to several supposedly friendly ghosts. One is thought to be Mrs. Medicini, the smell of her Italian cooking wafting from the broken windows of the home.
Okay.
And others report hearing children's laughter and noises of large gatherings. And then there's another house called the DeChambeau house, where visitors report seeing a woman peering from the upstairs window. Remember, we are not allowed to go inside these houses.
Ooh.
These are all abandoned.
Ooh.
There's also apparently in the Bodie cemetery is a ghost called the Angel of Bodie, which is a 3-year-old who is said to have been killed accidentally when she was hit with a miner's pick.
Oh.
I know. Her grave is marked with a white marble angel, and on occasion, the spirit of the little girl is said to come out and play with living children who visit the grave. And then there's the curse. There is a idea of a curse on those who take things from Bodie State Historic Park. Throughout the years, from the 90s, from as like 80s and 90s, basically the whole time that it's been a park rangers have been receiving letters from people that have like a nail or a rock or something in them that say, please take this back. I'm sorry. I don't want this curse anymore.
Damn.
So
Did they say what happened to them?
Some of them.
Okay.
This was a letter to Bodie in 2003. Dear Bodie, I'm sorry that I took this piece of metal from the town. I thought it was all a joke, but it wasn't at all. Things are happening that are very hard to explain.
Oh, dear.
Yes, there have been like, and it doesn't, it's like, it could just be like a little thing. So this one's from 2002. Fair warning for anyone who thinks this is just folklore. My life has never seen such turmoil. Please take my warning and do not remove even a speck of dust.
Damn.
This is a quote from a park ranger at Bodie who apparently invented the notion that misfortune would befall anyone who took something from the park. He said years back, he thought that maybe, he said, if we started this idea that you'd have bad luck if you took artifacts from Bodie, it would keep people from stealing artifacts. It didn't necessarily stop people from stealing artifacts, but apparently the curse is a thing because people are like, some have gotten divorced. Some have like had family members get sick or die. Someone like apparently theft was such a huge problem because it's a state of arrested decay. So it's a lot of stuff is literally just strewn along the streets and stuff. And you're expected to just go around it and not touch anything. Like that's what you're supposed to do as a respectful like museum goer. But people take advantage of that and they just kind of take things. Apparently someone even took a piano from a house in Bodie.
How do you smuggle that out?
They loaded onto a truck and drove away because it's, how do I describe this? It's kind of like you are left to walk it on your own. I think there might be guided tours, but there's not necessarily, it's like any museum. Like you don't have to do a guided tour if you don't want to. And it's
and
such
it's big enough that the rangers can't be everywhere.
Exactly. It's big enough the rangers can't be everywhere. There's buildings, so like you could go behind a building and theoretically nobody would see you. And it's kind of like on a mountainish, so it's kind of like hilly. Okay. So you might be like behind a hill at some point. Yeah. So then people like they take things, but then they bring it back knowing that apparently there's a curse. Ghostly apparitions, poltergeist-like disturbances, accidents, auto trouble, job losses. Some report the curse's effects instantly on the drive home. Others perceive them only in hindsight. One letter is from someone who, so terrified at the thought of removing anything from Bodie that they returned items that their family purchased in the park's gift store.
Damn.
Some are almost comical. One young correspondent blames getting grounded by his parents on the curse.
Of course.
And another child simply writes, "Sorry I took the glass pieces. I thought they are pretty. My fish died the day after."
No, poor fishy.
I know. But then others are more serious. In one letter from 2017, a woman blames the rock she took from Bodie for the breakdown of not only her relationship, but her parents' marriage, too.
Oh, wow.
And another writer said she's losing all her loved ones to cancer.
Oh, that one's actually sad.
I know, it is. So I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's really cursed or if it's just people having misfortune and then,
blaming it.
Yeah. But either way, they give it back. But, like, and this is something that I didn't realize. When you take something from Bodie, they really, really encourage you not to take anything.
Yeah.
Because they can't just put it back. They don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
It's in a state of arrested decay. So it's this nail might belong to this mill, but it also might belong to this building. And like, we don't know where it is. It's basically like an architectural dig site,
Archaeological,
that's what I meant.
I wasn't an archaeology major. I did do archaeology for one semester in college as my science class, and like that's actually like a huge thing, like labeling and citing and saying even if you get like a little bit of brick or whatever, like you have to label it. You got it from this pit that you're digging or whatever, because tracing everything has to be, you have to be so specific. Because archaeology is such an inherently destructive science, you have to be very careful about labeling everything.
Yeah.
Because it's inherently destructive to the environment, and also so much of the information we have is comparative to other things.
Yeah.
Like, we know this coin comes from this reign of this Roman emperor because we have other coins from that time period in Rome to compare it to.
Yeah.
Right? So, and that's why there's so much, like, that's why antiquities fraud is such a big deal, because this could be a really huge thing, but if you didn't label it properly
then how
anything,
would you know?
then how would you know if it's like a bog standard thing for 50 years later, or like the revolutionary early thing, like the first example of whatever. Like, you don't know that unless you label it properly, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so this is saying it's not as if the Rangers can empty out the contents on Main Street. Take the beautiful piece of obsidian rock. One letter writer confesses to taking, quote, to remember my amazing trip. The rock she blames for her subsequent romantic pain and career trouble. It potentially could have come from a prehistoric site, a Native American site, but now we don't know. This is the park ranger saying, but now we don't know because now it's out of context.
Yes, exactly.
That's what's unfortunate about this stuff being removed from its true place. The worst case scenario here is that artifacts like this will probably live in a box forever, because they then have to keep them like in the
ground or in the out of the
visitors center.
Yeah.
Also, apparently they have to report every single one of these items as a stolen item, because that's
what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. So they have to do like all the like red tape stuff. That's like, okay, now time to report this as stolen item, blah, 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 and do all the paperwork. So, this is a letter from Bodie. The letter from someone who took something. Also, the piano was returned. The piano.
Wow. Okay.
That somebody stole. But this is another letter from 1998. So sorry for picking these up. I love antiques, and being a Christian, I felt so guilty after taking these on Monday. Not to mention, Tuesday we got a flat tire and my husband hit his head on a rock.
Oh my God.
It's kind of been, the thief's curse is kind of a mixed blessing, because people are like, oh yeah, we shouldn't take something, and theft is a problem. But then also there's people who were like, oh, well, I want to try it out. So if you ever go to Bodie, don't steal. Not only because it's bad for this basically giant outdoor museum and archaeology, but also because you don't want to get cursed.
Yeah, no kidding.
Anyway, that's all I have.
All right. And if you enjoyed this episode, please rate and review and subscribe anywhere on the internet. We're on YouTube now as well. If you have a content correction, a story of your own, a topic suggestion, send us an email, drearymidnightpodcast@gmail.com. Our sources will be listed in the show notes as well as on our website, drearymidnightpod.com. Follow us on Instagram at drearymidnightpod. And if you want to support us with money, patreon.com/drearymidnight. With all that said, don't steal from historic sites, because, again, you might get cursed. And safe travels home on this dreary midnight. Good night.
Good night.